Stratford, home of the Shakespeare Festival. Oh, hello. I am a Gothic person. Welcome to my vault of theater. Today I will be presenting some information about the theater of Stratford. So, turn on some light music as soon as it decides to start working.
Your rock muscle X, Kayla.
And turn off your lights. And enjoy Stratford with Mistress Lenore. We will begin with their mandate. The Stratford Shakespeare Festival aims to bring classical and contemporary theatre alive for an increasingly diverse audience. From the years, their mission has changed to appeal the ever-changing audience. They have continued to try and stimulate thought-provoking productions of Shakespeare's plays, to examine other plays with classical repertoire, and to foster and support the development of Canadian theatre's practitioners. By finding the finest talent in Canada and training those artists, they try to immerse their audience in the theatre-going experience that is innovative, entertaining, unsurpassed, and deeply relevant and reflective of their lives and communities. Next, we will be speaking about the General Director and the Artistic Director. The General Director is Anthony
Cimolino.
Thank you. He is in his 22nd season as General Director for the Stratford Shakespeare Festival. He works with the Artistic Director to head the theatre. He helps establish the Stratford Festival Endowment Foundation, which raised more than $58 million. He also helped to renovate the renovations of the Avon Theatre and building of the Studio Theatre. The Artistic Director, Des McNuff, is a two-time Tony and Olivier Award-winning director who attended Ryerson University and was part of Toronto's burgeoning theatre since the 1970s. He was the artistic director of La Jolla Playhouse, where he directed over 30 productions of Shakespeare and other classics, new plays, and musicals. Along with theatre, he has also directed and produced films. They both produce a 12-play season for the 4 theaters with more than 1,000 employees and an annual budget of $60 million. Those are big numbers, aren't they? Next, I will tell you about some of their university courses. The Stratford Shakespeare Festival offers the following courses for university credits, partnering with the Universities of Guelph, Toronto, Windsor, Western Ontario, and others. Shakespeare in Performance is a historical, theatrical, and analytical introduction to Shakespeare in Performance. The focus will be on the current festival productions of Shakespeare. Voice and Text. In conjunction with the Shakespeare in Performance, students registered in university theatre programs may enroll in an additional voice and text course taught by the Stratford Shakespeare Festival coaches. There are also some courses for all playgoers. The festival offers 1- and 2-day workshops to learn from the team of spoken voice, dialects, text, movement, and Alexander technique coaches, who are considered by many actors to be the most valuable festival resources. Introduction to the Alexander technique in performance and presentation. Learn how the technique applies to problems and habits of posture, movement, and voice. Directing. This is a 1-day workshop which explores storytelling, focuses on blocking techniques for proscenium arches in the round and thrust stage configurations. Your voice in presentation and public speaking. For the business presentator or public speaker, this is a 1-day workshop focusing on the voice and body skills necessary for confident and dynamic communications. Finding your voice. Throughout simple theater exercises in relaxation, breath, and voice, this workshop will open a connection to the joy and play of expressing sound. There are also a few new courses that they are offering recently. First is the Voice and Movement Intensive for the Theater Professionals, which is held in Toronto, unfortunately. This 2-day course offers an opportunity for trained actors to tune up their acting tools and techniques in voice and movement. Next is Managing Pain and Injury with the Alexander Technique. The Alexander Technique teaches us to identify and change harmful and inefficient physical habits, and how, through awareness and clarity of thought, we can enjoy better support, breath, and comfort. How to audition. This day-long workshop is designed for the actor looking for the perfect piece. Instructions will include how to choose, edit, and prepare a piece, and the specific skills to optimally present it. Unfortunately, that program is for adults only. Directing Part 2. Building on the foundations of directing, Directing Part 2 will give participants insight into the techniques of directing, from the first read-through rehearsals to opening night. The workshop will walk participants through a director's process, offering advice, anecdotes, and practical tools for the developing actor. They also have a 2-day practical workshop for speech-language pathologists of voice and the Alexander Technique. Their goals for this course is to provide a comfortable and creative workshop environment where you may share the tradition of voice and movement works in theater. For day 1, you will have registration, opening remarks and welcome, Alexander's story and the introduction to technique, lunch break, Alexander Technique continued, voice class, how does the Alexander Technique apply to voice work? The day 2 will consist of Alexander of movement, how do they work together, lunch break. Voice class, experiencing voice work with the body that is available. How does this work apply to the speech-language pathologist practice? And the wrap-up session. The instructors for this program. The first I will tell you about is Janine Pearson. She is the head of voice and coaching for the Stratford Shakespeare Festival. She coordinates a team of specialist coaches who serve the company in meeting the physical and vocal demands of staging and plays. During her tenure, Janine was also head of voice and associate artistic director of the English section of the National Theatre School in Canada, Montreal. She is presently on the advisory council of Ryerson University's Department of Dance and Theatre and the board of directors of Toronto's Centre for the Arts. She has taught and given workshops across Canada, in the US, and in London, England, to actors, singers, educators, politicians, clerks, and business people. Presently, she serves as a dialect/dialogue coach on the new CBC series, The Republic of Doyle. Janine has also, along with the other two, have a large educational background. Next, I will be speaking of Laurie Holmes. She is a speech-language pathologist with over 20 years of experience, with a background in science and practical experience in training voice. For 10 years, she has been a part of the festival's coaching team, where her skills are brought to support the challenges of the performing voice. She is a dynamic speaker and provides workshops in voice care and training for various professionals throughout Ontario. She is an ongoing presenter with the Artist Health Centre in Toronto, providing workshops and lectures to professional artists and students in training. Isn't this a handy book? She owns a private practice in London called Well Spoken, which provides voice, speech, and fluency therapy as well as services in communication skills, accent reduction, and voice rehabilitation for actors. Laurie obtained a Bachelor of Science degree in Communication Disorders and a Master of Science degree in Speech-Language Pathology from the University of Western Ontario. And finally, I will be telling you about Kelly Evanue. She has 28 festival seasons as a teacher of the Alexander Technique and Movement Coach. She instructs for the Birmingham Conservatory and the festival education programs. Kelly is an associate artist with Soul Pepper Theatre Company, coaching both the academy and the acting company. She is a faculty member in the theater performance program at Humber College and was recently invited to teach the Actors Conservatory at the Canadian Film Centre. She has assisted renowned voice teachers Patsy Brodenberg with international workshops for voice teachers and has taught at the Guildhall in the UK. She is a guest artist in Interlochen School for Performing Arts, a movement consultant for numerous films and television programs. She coached the Sean Ashmore to play Terry Fox in the Strasbourg film Terry. She assisted film director Jeremy Podeswa on script and character development workshops for his films The Five Senses and Fugitive Pieces. A career highlight for her was coaching The Lion King, and Kelly is also the author of The Actor and the Alexander King. The plays that they are doing for their season of 2010 consist of As You Like It, Dangerous License, Do Not Go Gentle, Evita, For the Pleasure of Seeing Her Again, Jacques Brel, King of Thieves, Kiss Me Kate, The Tempest, The Two Gentlemen of Verona, and A Winter's Tale. Some previous productions consist of Julius Caesar, A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum, Macbeth, and West Side Story. I do not have much on what they want for auditions or resumes, but I do know that their general auditions are held annually across the country, usually in January and February. Actors selected to audition are asked to prepare 2 contrasting classical speeches, each no longer than 2 minutes. As audition slots are limited, we rarely see anyone who has auditioned in the previous 18 months. If you would like to be considered for an audition, please send your headshot and resume at any time to Casting Department, Stratford Shakespeare Festival. I hope you have enjoyed your time here